And welcome back here to Cluck Field, the second game of the day from Ouachita Baptist University. The Tigers taking on Southern Nazarene, the Crimson Storm. They're 2-2-1 on the season. And Ouachita 1-2-2 on the year. Both of these teams looking for their first conference win of the year, standing at 0-0. I'm Isaac Bourne here with Phil Bird. And Phil, what do we need to look for with this Southern Nazarene team? They've been good for quite a while, haven't they?
Well, yes, they have. This Southern Nazarene team definitely has a pedigree of excellence and of greatness in the GAC so far. They have done very, very well the last few seasons. If we look at the way they've done so far this season, very attack heavy. They've outshot their opponents at a high rate. They've had a constant attack. Their on-goal percentage has been a little bit low, which tells us that they've just been attacking the goal, kind of plastering it. That's something that the Tigers will have to look out for. The Tigers, obviously we know Dylan Stahl, a very active goalkeeper, spends a lot of time in the box and a lot of time saving shots, and so he might have to be active once again today as we see the Southern Nazarene team.
And Stahl coming off a GAC MIAA Goalkeeper of the Week award. We'll see how much time he spends, in the box today, being very active in that regard. Meanwhile, looking at Ouachita offensively, Andrew Castellanos, he's going to be the dude to watch today. 13 shots on the season, leading the team. Offensively, he's the main target for them. Also, Alexis Murillo coming off a great year for Ouachita, where he led the team in goals.
Absolutely, and I think if you look at the goal scoring for this season so far, something that stands out to me is that Murillo is the only one on the list that's a returner. And that's something that stands out because you have a lot of new guys coming in. You have a lot of guys that maybe haven't gotten a chance to play with each other as much, getting a lot of playing time and really trying to fill the role. It's hopeful for the offensive future of this team, as we know a lot of the players that were consistent goal scorers for the Tigers last season graduated or transferred or left and went on to different things, and so that's something that's going to be really, really important for the Tigers to develop their offense.
And meanwhile, for the Crimson Storm, it's senior Junior Duran, the transfer from LSU Eunice. He's got 14 shots this season, leading the team 6 on goal and just 1 goal. But Southern Nazarene, they really only have they've only had 5 goals on the year. They played very, very well defensively as well.
Absolutely, and you said it there, 5 goals on the year. But we've seen how much they shoot. You talked about it there. He had 6 on goal, you said, and however many shots, and that's a clear example of a team that doesn't necessarily go for the quality of the shot, but they go for the quantity of the shot. If you shoot 100 goals and you make 2 of them, but you shoot 10 goals and you make less than 1, however many goals you're making, you're going to make more. You're going to have a higher quality, higher quantity of goals made just by taking more shots.
And Ouachita, finally, this star midfielder trio that I want to talk about, it also ends with Jack Langford, the transfer from the University of Memphis. Langford, he's been a big name for this team, the redshirt freshman. What about these 3 midfielders for Ouachita makes them so deadly when it comes to this offensive side of the field?
Well, I think there's some flexibility there. Absolutely. Something that the Tigers have demonstrated time and time again is a lot of flexibility in the midfield, and particularly in their wings. They like to run all the way around the field, and that can be really draining and physically tiring. But this team has been really well conditioned so far. Coach Wes Hollifield puts a big emphasis on grit and hard work for this team, and it's really showed in how aggressive they play throughout the entire game.
And just mere seconds away from kickoff here, I'll have the first half for you from Cluck Field, and then Phil, he'll move over to my position, and he'll take over at play-by-play for the second half. But glad to join you here for this Ouachita soccer action, the first of Great American Conference play of the year. Looking like the man kicking it off today for Southern Nazarene, it'll be number 21, Diego Zamora. And here we go. That one's going to start with a Xavier O'Dwyer. He'll send it right back.
We see the Tigers in a very flexible kind of 3-person forward position here to really give themselves a lot of room in the middle to move around. As we were saying, they're a very, very flexible team.
Keyshawn Carter, he's looking towards the middle. Back to Itzagire. Siaka, he'll give it back. Southern Nazarene looking for a gap here from Ouachita. Just a bit of an adjustment, too. I can finally call this team the Tigers because there's not Tigers versus Tigers. It's the Crimson Storm versus the Tigers.
Absolutely. You have a few of those in the GAC, and it gets quite confusing when it happens.
Ouachita men's soccer playing out of the Great American Conference and the MIAA, so a mix of the two conferences. Ouachita, the GAC, they provide Harding, Southern Nazarene, and Ouachita. And the MIAA, they provide Rogers State, Northeastern State, Fort Hays State, and, well, that's it actually, Phil.
Tigers doing a great job of, sitting back, allowing some offensive possession from SNU and not really freaking out about it, not taking it to be a disadvantage for them, just taking their time and allowing the game to come naturally to them.
Connor O'Dwyer, he named as a captain for this team as well. You see him, Christian Baker, and Hunter Reck all sporting those armbands. All three of them defenders as well. Reck trying to stay in front.
And I think that demonstrates the defensive quality of this team and also the focus that Coach Hollifield has really placed on defense. And that's shown in some of the offensive questions that we have, who's going to kind of fill that role. We've kind of found that in Castellanos. But for the Tigers, their defense is high quality, and it always will be. And it's kind of demonstrated in the focus on it in the captains.
And that one going to go way deep into Southern Nazarene territory. Murillo trying to get on top of it. Sent out well that time, though, by number 27, Emran Khan. Southern Nazarene now going quickly across the field. He's got Zamora. He's going to send it into the box, and Stahl gets on top of it.
Not too worrying for Stahl. Doesn't have to stray far to pretty easily get on top of that goal.
He'll jump on top of the pass. Ouachita now the other way. With the speed that time, Nael Shalabi. Southern Nazarene just really setting it between their defenders. This Ouachita defense so far has looked imposing. Obviously, though, we'll have to see how it holds up as the players start to get a little more tired.
And you see there, you kind of see Southern Nazarene daring Ouachita to come in and try to make a tackle. They succeed, and it looks like they kind of underestimated Ouachita's ability to force a interception there.
Already a physical game. The Southern Nazarene team experienced more so than Ouachita, but we'll see how the Tigers respond here.
Southern Nazarene player in the middle, limping after a hard fall on the ground. Looks like it might be a cramp of some sort.
Diego Zamora looks like he's going to run that one off. Looks to be okay. Might be a substitution soon, though, for head coach Trevor Harmon in his 8th season with the Crimson Storm. Stahl, he's going to put the foot on it, looking downfield for Cody Tice. Whistle blown. That one's going to go on number 19, Jacoby Welsh.
Hard push from the Crimson Storm there. It seemed somewhat even retaliation for a hard foul by Welsh there, but
Imran Khan looking to the other side, off the head, and that one's going to go over the goal. Good attempt that time by Lucas Bayshaw. Sun starting to peek out among these clouds. We talked about it in the women's game, but you know, as the sun goes down, you're going to see the temperature maybe drop just a little bit. First kickoff was just a little bit after 4 o'clock.
And that can be, you know, great for both teams. You know, definitely the Tigers have a bit of an advantage playing in this hot Arkadelphia heat. You know, they do it all the time, and their opponents are just coming into it. But, you know, as the day gets cooler and, you know, the temperatures go down, we could see a little bit more of an even game as far as conditioning goes.
I had a minute to sit down with Dylan Stahl, and he brought up a good point earlier this season, which is, you know, a lot of these players, they come from other countries where, yeah, some of them are used to the heat. You know, you see some players from Brazil and things like that. But then also, you've got players from Germany and European countries that they're not too used to this Arkadelphia humid heat down in Southern America. And so a lot of it is an adjustment, and that's really going to be key to both of these teams' improvement down the line and seeing how well they can take this heat. Southern Nazarene, based out of Oklahoma, it's not too much cooler in Oklahoma.
Great ball movement here from Southern Nazarene.
Decker looking inside the box. And they're going to send it back. Here's Itagire. Good opening, but Jacoby Welsh gets a foot in there. And Hunter Reck, he says goodbye to the Southern Nazarene breakup in the box.
Great job by the Tigers there to break up that attack. Hunter Reck just runs through the box and just says absolutely not here.
And Shalabi, good battle that time. In Washita, they'll maintain the throw-in. Hunter Reck, he'll be the one here. Here's Welsh on the far side.
Tigers finally getting a little bit of possession here.
And here's Tice. He's got to run. Going to see if he can get the cross here. Into the box, and just barely Shalabi can't get his head on it.
It was a beautiful cross into the middle. It was just on. If only Shalabi had been a little bit taller, I think that may be the only difference there.
And now Southern Nazarene, they'll take that back the other way. But yeah, Shalabi, you know, he's 6'3". If he would have just been 6'4", 6'5", might have been able to get a head on it that time.
And beautiful job there by Reck, not giving up the penalty in the box. That's a tough thing to do, you know. Tackling the ball in the box can be kind of scary. You're really facing a big penalty if you mess it up. Great job by Reck to get the ball out of Snoo feet, my apologies, and kick it away.
And that right there looks like Reck, he's going to fall on the ground, draw a whistle of some kind. It's going to go on Imran Khan. No cards, but it is going to be a free kick for the Tigers.
And Hunter Reck, just an active player. We're seeing that there all over the field. We've mentioned him 3 or 4 times here today. That's an example of the flexibility of the Tigers' wings. You know, Reck gets to run all up and down the court and be influential on all different types of ways.
Dylan Stahl, he'll come out of the box here for the kick. He's going to send it deep downfield. Looking for Shalabi. Southern Nazarene playing off the head. Murillo gets the tackle. We'll see what he does out of it. Tries to get it to Shalabi, but nice interception that time by Ovray. And you hear Coach Hollyfield, go ahead, Nidell, go ahead, Nidell. I mean, when you're the front forward for this Washita team, you continue to hear Hollyfield really look for him.
Absolutely, and you know, you forget when you are forward, or when you're watching a forward play, that, you know, he's not only an offensive player. He has to be in position at all times. He has to play very aggressive and try and break that back line, and we're kind of seeing that here as Shalab, the 9 here, for the Tigers.
Shalabi, the transfer from Blinn College. We've got a couple Blinn College transfers on campus. Shalabi, one of them, but also for Washita football, Reggie Daly, the wide receiver for the Tigers, comes from Blinn College. Then also starting point guard of the basketball team, PJ Neal, also from Blinn College as well.
Must be something in the water up there.
Far side, Southern Nazarene looking for a break here. Bayshaw looking for a teammate. He's got him in Zamora. Tigers break it up. Christian Baker going to send it down the field. So far, Washita defense holding stout here.
Absolutely, but we see what Southern Nazarene is doing as they just keep attacking and attacking and attacking, and eventually, the Tigers. The thought is the Tigers can't hold forever. Going to have to break.
Stahl has yet to record a save, so they've kept their goalie inactive so far. But you know with the Southern Nazarene attack that it's only a matter of time before they find a break in this Washita offense. So this Washita defense. So it's going to be a case for Washita to be able to use their offense against Southern Nazarene as well.
And that's where Washita is really going to come in handy. Those wings, like we've talked about their flexibility this whole game, but the ability to counterattack, they're very crucial in that. And to quickly just go from a defensive position to trying to attack to the attacking third of the field. And that's a strategy that we may see the Tigers use today as we see just such a constant attack from Southern Nazarene.
And the Tigers coming off a draw against Texas A&M International in Richardson, Texas. A 0-0 draw, one of those ones where you're watching for some type of offense all game, but you just can't get any of it, as Washita's defense really showing exactly what we've been talking about today, that they can really hold with some of the better teams in Division II. That one's going to go out behind that back line. Stahl's going to get himself his first goal kick of the outing.
We hear Wes Hollifield there with some good insight for his players. I think a lot of credit has to be given to Coach Hollifield for the way that he's worked so hard to turn this program around. When he came in, the team had not won a game in multiple seasons, and now they have a win this season. They had multiple last season. It's a team that's improving greatly, and a lot of that can be attributed to the culture built by Coach Hollifield here.
You really do have two programs that are completely different from each other going against each other today. Southern Nazarene, they've gotten first place in the conference for 3 years in a row now, contrary to Washita, 7th place in the conference for 3 years in a row. Both of these programs, a win here would mean wonders for would mean wonders for Washita's program. Meanwhile, Southern Nazarene hoping to stave off the loss here on the road. Baker in the box, just barely able to get it around Braxton Decker. Shalabi just can't get on top of it. Here's freshman Luke Grigsby. Rec, he's got Murillo. Some open field, it's going to give it to Shalabi. And Keyshawn Carter, the defender for Southern Naz, able to get on top of it.
Haven't had to seen a lot of the Southern Naz defenders in action yet today, just some passive passing, but we've definitely seen that they're not just there to pass the ball around. They can hang with Washita's offense as well, and so definitely something to remember here.
Washita throw in here. It'll be Hunter Reck.
Pop into space, pop out of it. Stagnant, man.
Murillo looking across the field. Here's Langford. He's going to square up for the shot, and it's just going to go over the net that time. Jack Langford, good eye, but just can't get it in the bounds of the goal.
And I love that from Langford, the confidence to take a shot from that far out, the precision in that he was only a few feet off from a great goal opportunity. You know, he knew he had to go high and try and go over the goalkeeper there. It was a great opportunity, and you know, I want to see more of those from the Tigers. I want to see some more confidence in their shot-taking abilities. We talk all about the Tigers' defense, but offensively, you know, I'd love to see that confidence more often from the Tigers.
Battle for it up in the air. Hunter Reck is going to take the contact and draw the foul. Luke Grigsby, he'll be the one taking the free kick here.
Tigers certainly taking their time on this free kick here.
Grigsby with the left foot. Into a crowd, it's going to go to Southern Nazarene. Castellanos, he does try to break it up, but Southern Nazarene, they'll keep it for now.
And this is a moment the Tigers have been trying to avoid this whole time. Southern Nazarene doing a good job of pushing them further into the attacking third. And you know, just a little bit of sloppiness from the Tigers can go a long way for the Crimson Storm here. They just have to take advantage of it. Great job of the Tigers to not allow that to happen, though.
Cody Tice running right side. Can he get a breakaway? Defended well by Southern Naz, but it looks like it's going to be a Washita corner kick, and the first of the game for either team.
Yeah, just a great job by forward Cody Tice there. Just the knowledge to know that, to recognize that, you know, he wasn't going to be able to make that turn. Try and just knock it off of the defender's feet. Very successful and you know, clearly just a high IQ play.
On the corner kick, it'll be Castellanos. And last year we saw Alexis Murillo get his fair share of goals off the corner kick, just able to curve his shots really well. Able to curve those shots really well as Castellanos. We'll see what he can do here. And that one looks like it's going to go out. Great effort by Tice trying to keep it in. Cody Tice, the transfer from Dallas Baptist. Siaka looking middle of the field. Imran Khan trying to find a break in the Washita defense. And Dylan Stahl, he's going to jump on top of that one. Able to stall this Southern Nazarene attack.
It's a knee slapper, that one.
He's going to roll it out, give himself some more distance, and he's going to launch this one downfield. That one right to the foot of Itzagire.
Tigers really leaning in and settling in on defense. You know, they have demonstrated just an absolute ability to remain comfortable even in the constant onslaught from Southern Nazarene, and that's what it's going to take for this game. You know, if they're going to take a defensive focus, they've got to be prepared to just constantly be attacked from Southern Nazarene and just be able to take it throughout this entire time.
And once again, you see Stahl jumping on top of it. He's yet to record a save in this one still, so Washita really holding well so far. Just under 25 minutes remaining here in the first half. Shalabi was looking for the corner kick, but looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Southern Naz. the keeper for Southern Naz. It's Aymar Aramendia. Transfer from West Iowa Tech. Native of Pamplona, Spain. Muha Siaka on the near side. Looks back to his keeper. Gonna launch it down to the far side. Battle for it up in the air. And Xavier O'Dwyer, he'll get on top of it. Washita looking back at the keeper, and that one's gonna spin right back to the hands of Armandia.
Fast play here from Southern Nazarene. They know, I mean, we keep talking about it, but they know that if they just keep going, they just keep their foot on the pedal, something's going to change, something is going to happen. And the idea is the Tigers will not be able to hold this defensive consistency throughout the time. Of course, the Tigers may be able to.
Washita a minute ago did switch in some new forwards. Number 23, it'll be Eddie Uribe, and number 7, Philip Bulk.
And we were talking earlier about, players playing in different climate. Philip Bulk here from Murbach, Germany, definitely can be an example of that. Someone who's used to playing in a different climate, maybe for the Tigers, but definitely an adjustment in the environment here.
Langford intercepts the pass. Washita running now. Great interception that time, though, by Lekic. And so SNU. And that one will be offsides for the Crimson Storm. Washita, lucky break that time as Dylan Stahl just did not. Dylan Stahl looked like he was about to let that one past him. For those watching that are just Washita sports fans, just want to remind everybody, just in about an hour, I'll be over at the Sturgis Physical Education Center as Washita Volleyball takes on Conference Pro Harding. And Washita ranked first in the conference in record, and in record right now they will look to defend that title against Harding, who just picked up a big win against Henderson State in Searcy on Tuesday night. Castellanos, he's going to jump on it and take it across midfield. He's looking for Bulk. Bulk running. Collision between him and Keyshawn Carter there. No whistle blown, as it looked like it was just a game play that time, but it looks like it's going to be out on Bulk.
Bulk may have not quite made it to the ball there, but you saw the speed he demonstrated. He was right ahead of his defender. If he had just gotten his foot to it, he would have gotten it, but just demonstrating a great attention to speed and detail there from the German.
So correction, it will not be out on Bulk. Keyshawn Carter was the last one to touch it. The throw in to the box, whistle blown, and they're going to call a push in the box on Washita, so Southern Nazarene, they'll take it back. 20 and a half minutes remaining here in the first half.
Looks like the push is going to be called on Bulk there again. And beautiful job there from the Tigers forwards to take the ball away from Southern Nazarene. A very precise tackle is needed to be made there, and he just was able to sneak right in.
Eddie Uribe able to get the tackle that time, so it'll be his first of the game. Southern Nazarene, substitutions waiting for them. Whistle blown. It'll be a foul called on Jack Langford.
We see Southern Nazarene, their goalkeepers, all the way up to the middle of his half here. We see just very aggressive play from Southern Nazarene, and the Tigers are fine with it.
looking Christian Baker. He's just going to sky that one up into the air. Bulk battling for it here with Ovray. Looks like he's battling very toughly for it. Nothing called. Midfield, and the collision that time for Tice. They're going to call a foul on him. It's going to give a free kick to the Crimson Storm in prime position here.
Looks like we're going to see a substitution here coming up for the Tigers. Nathan Buwimi coming in. Buwimi with 1 goal so far on the season. Try to be a kind of super sub here to end this half off.
And into the box, and Dylan Stahl's just going to grab it from him. Southern Nazarene looked like they had a name they were looking for, but Stahl sniffed it right out. Dylan Stahl still has yet to record a save in this one. Both teams only with 1 shot apiece, even though it's looked in favor of Southern Nazarene based on where the ball's been most of the game.
And I think that's a credit to this Tiger defense. You know, their inability to let a lot of shots go towards the goal, and we saw there again to force maybe an early shot, maybe a shot that's not so advantageous for the Crimson Storm, and the Tigers have just, you know, done a good job of just forcing them to settle on their shots.
Stahl, he's going to let everybody walk back. Skies it up. Bulk gets a head on it. Up in the air. Battle for it. And Jacoby Welsh, he's going to come away with it. Looking downfield. Is that one going to stay in? The battle for it. Looking for the cross. That one looks like it's going to be off the foot of Washita. Great battle for it by Eddie Aribe.
And great effort there by Ariba to keep the ball in. You know, when you're playing that way in such an aggressive approach to try and keep the ball in, it can be easy to kind of miss the next step there in that cross over to the box.
Good amount of substitutions for both teams. Washita subbing in here. We already mentioned Buwimi.
We've seen the Tigers, you know, the majority of their substitutions have come in that front line, and I guess it could partially be attributed to the defensive effort that this front line has had to make this game, as opposed to maybe their offensive effort. And we keep seeing them just try to attack that back line and break the defenders, and you know, that constant defensive play has definitely given us quite a few substitutions on that front line.
Zamora, it's going to get lost on that far side. Washita will get the throw in now. It's going to be O'Dwyer throwing it in. Just about 15 and a half minutes remaining here in this first half. We're still knotted up at none apiece. Down that far side, whistle blown. Looks like a push. See on who.
Looks like it's going to be on Southern Nazarene.
Crimson Storm, another foul for them. Been a common occurrence for both these teams. Very physical play so far today.
And that's not unheard of here at all. Both teams with quite a few fouls so far in the season. SNU with a slight advantage, 65-52. Maybe changing a little bit throughout this game, but definitely very aggressive defensive or aggressive play here from both teams.
Rec looking backwards. And that one broken up very well by SNU. Here are the Crimson Storm at midfield, looking downfield, trying to get it to Zamora. Here's Songzuala. Siaka over to the side. Songzuwala again.
And it's such an interesting defensive strategy. They have nearly all their players in this back third of the field. The Tigers just fully parking the bus here.
And that one off the back of Castellanos, and Dylan Stahl able to just jump up and grab it.
Kind of a Superman jump there from Stahl. The way he grabbed that ball was beautiful there.
Southern Naz, it'll be their second shot of the game. They've yet to put one on goal so far. Battle for it at midfield. It's Aguirre. Keyshawn Carter. Slide tackle by Castellanos. Washita, they get the ball back. We'll see what happens here.
And that's what we like to see from the Tigers. A little bit of a confusion in what the plan was from the Crimson Tide. My apologies, in the Tigers' ability to just immediately interrupt it and recognize what's going on.
Here's Welsh, the shot. It's going to be blocked by Southern Naz, but that right there is going to be a corner kick for Washita. The Crimson Storm has been very good so far at keeping these Washita shots from going in the goal as well. Crimson Tide, meanwhile, sitting at 2-1 on the season in college football. Substitutions for the Tigers coming in: number 15, Alexander San Martin. He'll be in for Jack Langford. Castellanos, he'll be the man in the other corner. And Washita, this is their second corner kick of the outing. Castellanos, the left foot here. Battle for it up in the air. And it's going to go out of bounds the other way. Washita, they're going to get the throw in from the side. We'll see what they do here. Just about 11 and a half minutes remaining in this first half. Still no scores for either team.
And we see here, even when the Tigers are playing a full offensive effort, still their defense is ready to engage at all times far back here.
O'Dwyer, he'll throw it in. Southern Nazarene sends it right back. Crimson Storm looking for a stop. Great slide tackle by Castellanos, and he'll keep the breakaway for the Crimson Tide. The Crimson Storm. And Phil, I think you're infecting me with calling them the Crimson Tide now.
Well, let's hope they don't act like the Crimson Tide here.
And battle for it over on that far side. Arbizu. O'Dwyer trying to let it go out. He'll get a foot on it and send it out of bounds on the sideline. So trying to keep away from the corner kicks here.
The Tigers clearly holding their own in this matchup. We've talked a little bit about the history of these programs and the rich history that Southern Nazarene has here, but I think just from watching this game, you wouldn't think that one team is considerably more prestigious than the other.
Dangerous situation there. Southern Nazarene just gets a great pass into the box, but you've got to credit Hunter Reck that time, getting in front of it and sending it out. It does look like it's going to be a corner kick for the Crimson Storm, so the attack is far from over. Sending it in will be number 15, Edwin Garcia. Crimson Storm substitution coming in number 9. It'll be Adnan Bulakmal. And number 14, Dylan Roberts. Corner kick into the box. And Ouachita defends it well. It'll go back their way. Substitutions for the Tigers coming in. Number 24, Sebastian Rios. He'll come in for Rec. Excuse me, he'll come in for Castellanos. Stahl on the goal kick, battle for it in the air. That one's going to go off the head that time of Pedro Arbizu.
And Tigers just battling for every 50-50 ball. We saw there Hunter Rec going for one ball and then going up for another and just willing to jump as many times as he has to get possession of that ball there.
Bulk was trying to get it that time to Uribe off his back foot. And Philip Bulk, just the aggression that time, really forcing the speed from this Southern Nazarene defense to try to get it out of there at any cost. And Bulk, his speed really has been a big key to this game and rushing that Southern Nazarene attack from the back.
Absolutely, and I think we saw him come in.
And the shot is just going to be a little too far to the right. Sorry for interrupting you there, Phil.
Well, absolutely. I was fully willing to shut up for a goal to happen there. But as we were saying, we saw Bulk come in a little bit into the first half, about halfway through, and he's just really made an immediate impact. He hasn't gotten anything on the board yet, but that constant attack that you were talking about, his ability to just kind of sneak into the box, has definitely been beneficial, and we've definitely seen some offensive focus from the Tigers.
Bulk looking and just makes one extra pass. You see him put his hands on his head. Attack still not over. Here's Jacoby Welsh, gets it to Boemi, and that one's going to hit the right side of the goal.
And the Tigers seemingly finding their offensive groove here. Looks like that was their third shot of the game here so far.
And Bulk, you saw him put his hands on his head that time. That really probably has to go to the fact that he didn't take the shot. Looks like he really wants that play back, trying to get it to his teammate Uribe, but maybe just one more pass than he needed to make there.
And, normally that's a problem. You're two sharing with your other teammates. Normally that's not the problem, but definitely a very, very assist-friendly focus here.
Rios, that one's blocked. Going to go back at it again. Battle for it. Boemi on top of it, off the corner kick, and they're going to consider that one a shot for Boemi. Rec will get on top of it. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in this first half. We're still scoreless. On the near side, here's Dylan Roberts. And Bulk able to come in from behind and get the tackle, but the pass there going to lead to a breakaway. But my goodness, what a save by Christian Baker. The senior Christian Baker able to make the slide tackle and prevent the breakaway. Southern Nazarene still scoreless here.
And that is why he has that captain's armband on right now. That defensive focus from Baker has just been an absolute game changer here this game.
In the corner, here's Southern Naz. 5:11 remaining here in this half. Battle for it in the air. Stahl going to go up and punch it away. And that one's going to hit the back of the goal.
And a hard focus from Stahl, just barely missing the ball, trying to punch it away, leads to an easy rebound from the Crimson Storm, who are able to just knock it right in. Without Stahl to defend the goal, the Tigers are trying, obviously they have some players on their back line to try and defend that, but just not enough protection there from the Tigers.
Christian Baker trying to get a foot on it that time, just barely missed. And so Southern Nazarene, they'll take the lead with 5 minutes here remaining in this first half. Substitutions for the Tigers. Number 26, Simba Moyo. He'll come in for Bohemi.
As we look at right about the 40-minute mark of this half.
Finally, that Southern Nazarene attack starting to prove lethal as they're going to finally draw blood from this Ouachita team. We'll see how the Tigers respond. They've got those 2 shots in the game. Bulk looking to get around the Southern Nazarene defenders. Swarmed, but it's going to stay with Ouachita here. 4.5 minutes left.
And the Tigers showing a lot of renewed offensive effort here. Definitely a lot more aggressive than we saw earlier, and that could be attributed to the goal deficit here between them. But
Rios, a little too much contact just past midfield. It's going to go back towards Southern Nazarene. Whistle blown again. Looks like Crimson Storm may have gotten started a little too quickly. Here's Carter. Looking across the field. Here's Siaka. And another one for Southern Naz, Caden Slavin. He's going to strike for his first time this season. The freshman out of Olathe, Kansas.
And you see some Southern Nazarene players don't even believe that. Beautiful touch there, knocking the ball up into the air, and just a beautiful finish there. But also I want to comment on the way that Southern Nazarene just used the entire field for that shot. Swinging the ball all the way around from the left side to the right. To try and have an opportunity through, and then going absolutely through the middle, just using the entire field to make that work there.
So just like that, 2 minutes of game ago, we were all knotted up at 0. Now Southern Nazarene with the 2-score lead, just about 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Bulk here in that near corner. Reck looking across the field. He had Welsh and Moyo, but great defense by Southern Naz to break that up.
We see now the Tigers doing a good job of trying to fall back in on defense here.
And here's San Martin. Ouachita, they're going to look to use their resources. And they're going to go down the field. Here's Aribe. Looking for Bulk. And just can't get it to him in time. 2.5 minutes left here in this first half. Ouachita looking to just go down by 1 score in these final minutes of the half.
And great effort there from Jacoby Welsh and the Tigers to give them an opportunity here at an offensive play.
Whistle blown. Simba Moyo not happy about that one. Thought he didn't really cause too much contact, but great draw that time by the Crimson Storm. 2 minutes to go here. Gonna send it in. Here's Itzagire.
And the Crimson Storm now up 2. Looks like they're just ready to head to the locker room with this. Just trying not to make any mistakes as this half winds down here.
And with the 2-0 lead going into the locker room, that's exactly what you see from them. Just content with where they're at. One's going to go out on the Tigers. Minute 15 left in the half. See the teammates, especially number 8, our Bizu, just kind of waving his team down. Just calm down. We just want to keep possession. Meanwhile, you see Ouachita.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute remaining in the half here, looking to try to make something happen.
And we see this often from the Tigers. They let one goal in, and then very quickly afterwards, they may be less confident as the game goes on, and quickly another one can go in. And it's not even necessarily just an example of a problem in the Tigers game. It's just an experience thing that will come with more games played under Hollifield here.
And Reck, he's just going to send that one as far as he can. 30 seconds left. Ouachita just trying to keep Southern Naz further off the board here. Jacoby Welsh, he's running. Stahl going to try to get it to him. Fakes it for a second. He thought about it, but he's just going to let this clock run out. And with that, that is the end of the first half. Your score, Southern Nazarene 2, Ouachita 0. And I get it, you've had enough of me for this one. But if you haven't, you can head over to the Ouachita volleyball stream in about 40 minutes where they'll be taking on the Harding Bisons. For now, this has been Isaac Bourne. Thanking you for watching. You'll have Phil for the second half here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Washita.
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 How would you pronounce it?
Washita.
Washita.
It's Washita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Washita, people. It's Washita.
Washita.
I'm Attorney Taylor King. For years, you've heard us say we'll be on your side, by your side.
I'm Attorney Austin King. At Taylor King Law, we stand by that promise.
And I'm Attorney Maggie King Davis. I'm proud to be a part of a team of dedicated professionals who are prepared
to be on your side and by your side when you need us most.
If you've been injured, contact the Taylor King Law Firm.
And we, and more, will be on your side, by your side.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. There are so many threats to IT these days, and we're here to help protect your data and devices. We're also by your side when things simply go wrong, whether it's servers crashing or printers breaking. We cover it all for our clients in all types of businesses. And with over 80 years of history in Arkansas, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. Sign up for a free consultation at captg.com.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Bats and Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Washita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
study of engineering covers a lot of things. We have several major areas. Mechanical and civil are the two emphasis areas that we're going to have in our general engineering program. If you don't know which one you want to do, you can kind of pick and choose as long as you meet the prerequisites for the courses you want to take. Once you get through with some of the physics and some of the math, then you'll start getting into the engineering fundamentals classes. The general engineering curriculum at Ouachita has been designed to prepare you for not only the engineering workforce, but also enabling you to pass the fundamentals of engineering exam. So what do you do when you get an engineering degree? What happens after you graduate or even in your senior year? Well, one of the things we have tried to work out for you is to talk to firms around the area to give you internships and the experience you need before you graduate. Sometimes those lead to jobs, because if you do a good job for them and you like them and they like you and you've done a good job for them, then you are oftentimes offered a position with the firm. One of the things that I think you will find interesting about coming to Ouachita to get an engineering degree is the fact that we have paid particular attention to the traditions here at Ouachita, being a Christian liberal arts university. The faculty are very qualified in teaching the basic engineering fundamentals and the civil engineering and mechanical engineering classes. We will be glad to sit down and talk to you about the way that we have performed in our careers as engineers from the Christian perspective, and I think that you'll get a lot of that here. If you think you might be interested in coming to Ouachita Baptist to study engineering, we would be glad, and we want to sit down with you. It will serve you well as you pursue a career in engineering.
I chose communications and media for my major because in high school I enrolled in a technology class where I started to do video production for the first time, and it turned out to be the most exciting thing I had ever done in high school. So when I came to tour Ouachita, I went to the communications department and discovered that all of the professors here were amazing. It's paid off because since I've been here, they've been able to teach me the ins and outs of a video shoot, a news studio, and a movie set. The most notable class for me that I've taken at Ouachita was the OBU at Sundance class. You actually get to go to the film festival, which Sundance is one of, if not the largest film festival in America. We all got to experience this cultural epicenter together. That was just a really unique experience that I don't think I would be able to get anywhere else. So inside of my major at Ouachita, I've been able to have a really tight-knit community with all of the students, specifically the ones that work on video production. We meet almost every single day and we see each other constantly, and so we've developed friendships that I definitely didn't expect to have. I feel like I can just call them if I need any of them and they'll be there like that, and I would do the same for them. After Ouachita, my end goal is to be an independent film director in preferably a big city. I've been able to produce films, I've been able to produce shorts, I've been able to write screenplays. I simply feel like I'm prepared for all of the aspects of the filmmaking process. No matter what you want to do in the communications department, whether it's writing, whether it's marketing, whether it's event planning, video broadcasting, news broadcasting, sports journalism, Ouachita is a place that will prepare you for all of those fields and careers. My name is Ryan, and I am a communications and media major at Ouachita.
When we talk about communications and media, we're talking about a wide variety of fields, because communications really relates to anybody, anywhere. And we tackle everything from interpersonal communication, group communication, how to make presentations, to studying mass communications and media. And our students are really interested in going out and being media producers. And one of the first things you have to do is to understand the media before you can adequately and efficiently communicate messages yourself through your job, whatever you choose to do. When you're here your very first semester, you can become involved in the Ouachita Signal, the Ouachitonian Yearbook, the Online Signal, the Photo Lab, visual media production, sports media production. There's a lot of different areas to get involved with. These students publish our printed publications, and they also have a chance for continuing education by attending such events like the Arkansas College Media Convention and the College Media Association Convention in New York City. You don't have to wait in line till your junior or senior year to do hands-on learning. You'll get that experience your very first semester, even if you have no previous experience. We have graduates who are working with television stations, either as an anchor, as a producer, as a videographer. We have students in advertising and public relations firms where they're creating strategic plans for organizations and businesses. Our students learn in the classroom and outside of the classroom through their practical experience, but we also enjoy fellowshipping and becoming close as a family. Faculty often have students over to their house for Christmas parties or spring parties or to celebrate graduations. Our students form friendships that will last a lifetime. Over the past 3 decades, some of the most important people in my life and the life of my husband, since we teach together, are students and faculty and staff that we've come in contact with at Ouachita. We're excited about what we have to offer in the communications department at Ouachita, and we want you here to share that with us.
And welcome back to Cluck Field as we watch the sun set over beautiful Arkadelphia as the second half begins. Ouachita soccer, we see Southern Nazarene with a 2-0 lead over your Tigers so far. Now that was not the case for most of that first half. We saw the first 40 minutes a dead heat at 0-0 between the Tigers and the Crimson Storm. However, 2 quick goals to end the half have given the Crimson Storm quite the advantage as we enter into the second half of play. A quick cross forward from the Tigers will lead to a quick goal kick from the Crimson Storm, who have been very offensively focused so far this matchup. The Tigers rather focusing on their defense here. You see Southern Nazarene in their back line trying to work their way through the middle now. Tigers ready defensively to back up and stand their ground here. Great job here by the Crimson Storm to try and break through that back line. They're going quickly here, and the Tigers are going to force them to knock the ball out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Dylan Stahl here and his Ouachita Tigers. Stahl organizing his team, pushing them upfield. It'll be a long kick then. The ball goes up. And the 50-50 ball, it's going to be won by the Crimson Storm. The Tigers get control momentarily, but can't hold it for very long. Tigers been giving all their efforts on those 50-50 balls, and the Crimson Storm getting ahead on that one. A great opportunity from the Crimson Storm. An off-shot ball from Stahl ends with a near block from the Tigers. Ball not completely safe yet as the Crimson Storm walk around the box trying to break something through here. And good defensive play from the Tigers to finally break that play. They're going to try and go the other way now. It's a disadvantage for the Tigers as Crimson Storm have a lot. But we see Jacoby Welsh running up the other side nearly wide open. It looked like he was in desperate want for that ball, but nonetheless, Crimson Storm will get the ball back and they'll play with it on their back line here. And the Crimson Storm are going to launch the ball deep into their own attacking third. And wow, that'll just be a gorgeous opportunity there from the Crimson Storm as they find the back ball. They quickly cut back to number 25 here, Caden Slavin, who very easily is able to finish it off. It'll be his second goal of the match here and the third for the Crimson Storm as they take a 3-0 lead. The last 3 goals for the Crimson Storm have come in the last 8 minutes of play here as we look at the end of that first half and the beginning of that second. So just not a very good run of things for the Tigers, as 8 minutes ago it was simply a 0-0 game, and now the Crimson Storm have a 3-0 advantage, and the Tigers are fighting from behind with a hand tied behind their back. And the Tigers not quite able to break through, and Crimson Storm are going to get the ball back and try and go the other way. Ball staying in the air, quite sloppy, but Tigers can't clear it away fully. They finally get an opportunity to, and it'll be a Crimson Storm throw-in. We've seen a lot less composure defensively from the Tigers this half than we got to see in the first half, as they've kind of let loose a little bit, maybe recognizing this deficit they're facing and wanting to fix it, but instead it grows wider by the goal here. Tigers now trying to go the other way. A half clear from Bulk. And finally they find Castellanos up top trying to work through the cross. Rec with the cross. Great through ball from Castellanos into Rec, and he'll try and cross it into the middle. It'll be blocked by the defenders. And Crimson Storm are going to go the other way with it now. And they'll take their time on it. They have a 3-0 lead here. They don't necessarily need anything more. I'm sure they wouldn't mind it, but definitely not going to be too aggressive here for the Crimson Storm here, as they have quite the lead here in this game. And ball will finally roll out of bounds for a Tiger throw-in here. No, my apologies, for a Crimson Storm throw-in. Looked like even the Tigers were confused on that one. And the Crimson Storm will have it in midfield. Tigers can't break up a pass, and it'll be a beautiful through ball up to the top of the box. Tigers finally with some semblance of clearance away. It'll be knocked out of bounds for a Crimson Storm throw in here. And the Tigers not able to take the ball away from them. Crimson Storm just having their way here. We see a new focus from the Crimson Storm. Tigers finally getting the ball away, and just cannot hold possession for very long as the Crimson Storm break through there at the end, and the ball will be high and far to the right there from the Crimson Storm, as it will be knocked out for a goal kick for the Tigers. We see a cramping player possibly from the Tigers, as number 11 here, Cody Tice, lies on the field recovering. Looks to be okay now as he walks away. A little shaken up there, but thankfully Cody Tice seems to be fine, and the Tigers are prepared to take their goal kick here. And we saw a 4-4 shot, or 5-4 shot advantage for Southern Nazarene going into this half. Already that's 7-4, just demonstrating the aggressiveness just right out of the gate for a team that already had a 2-0 lead. Definitely keeping their foot on the pedal here. At least they were to open this half off. They've seemed to settle back a little bit as they now have a 3-0 lead. Southern Nazarene trying to work their way around the backfield. Slowly but surely going around the sides. It's going to be knocked out off of the Tigers here, and Southern Nazarene will have an opportunity to... No, my apologies. The Tigers will have an opportunity to throw in here. They'll give it to Bulk. He can't quite make it around, and the Southern Nazarene will get an interception here. They're going to... Great turn there from Southern Nazarene's number 9. They cannot quite get a full breakthrough here. Southern Nazarene finally getting a clearance away, and the Tigers look to have an opportunity here, throw in their attacking third. Maybe one of their first real offensive opportunities here this half. And the Tigers will cross it into the box. It'll be knocked away by a Crimson Storm defender, and the Crimson Storm are going to go right for the counterattack here, quickly picking up the pace. And as the Tigers attempt to make a tackle, they can't quite clear it all the way away, and they get an interception there, but Crimson Storm retains possession, and finally the Tigers are able to break through, and just nothing going the Tigers' way there. That possession, as Crimson Storm just quickly gets attack after attack off, and the Tigers, all they can do is knock the ball out of bounds for a clearance. We see the Crimson Storm now with possession. And they'll keep it around midfield. A tough play from Hunter Reck there. My apologies, not Reck. Looks like it's going to go on the Crimson Storm. Reck dealing with a cramp of some sort, maybe a injury. He seems to be standing up okay, but definitely a bit of a limp in his walk. Definitely looks to be a cramp of some sort. Clear pain, though, from Reck as he attempts to walk it off here. And finally, looks like we're going to see a substitution for the Tigers here. Coming in, James Lavoie for Reck here, as he will come out of bounds and come out and try to walk this off here today. Say that again, James Lavoie coming in, the freshman out of Hoover, Alabama. And the Tigers will try and work their way through him. Beautiful turn there by Lavoie. And the Tigers have an opportunity to cross into the box. They can't quite get the cross over the defenders, and looks like it'll be knocked off the Tigers for a goal kick for the Crimson Storm. That was nearly a good play to get a corner kick out of this, but have not seen any from the Tigers this half yet. Crimson Storm playing with their back line and taking their time, kind of falling back into a park the bus position here, and they'll just clear the ball away. Out of bounds at about midfield for a Tiger throw in here. Stall. And the Tigers with a tough play there. You see number 8, Andrew Castellanos, with a hard hit, and it will be a foul for the Tigers. A free kick for Crimson Storm here today. And now the Crimson Storm with an attack. The Tigers with a good block, and Bork going the other way. And Crimson Storm get possession back and hold it at their back line. Tigers with a good attack here. They've tried to slow things down after the aggressive attack coming out of the half from the Crimson Storm. It's left us scoreless for about 10 minutes here. Tigers now with a throw in. They're going to work their way up the line. Ball staying in the air. It'll finally be knocked out by the Crimson Storm. No, by the Tigers. For Crimson Storm throw in, actually. And they'll work their way through the middle. The ball will go flying up to the top of the press box, give a nice bounce, and it'll be a throw in for the Crimson Storm. good attempt there. Looks like it's going to be pull from the Crimson, a jersey pull from the Crimson Storm, number 9, Bulamial, and we'll instead see the Tiger possession. Bulakmal, my apologies. Crimson Storm now with possession. Tigers trying desperately to strip it away. They can't quite. They're going to keep an aggressive defensive style here. They're going to keep pushing, trying desperately to make the Crimson Storm make a mistake. They have not yet. They're going to keep pushing through, finding holes in the Tiger defense. Tigers finally get some speed on their side, and they'll have a slight advantage here. Tigers doing a great job of maintaining, not allowing any sloppy mistakes and trying to force quite a few from Southern Nazarene. We see one there as the Tigers get possession, but they cannot quite keep it. It'll be knocked right into the hands of Aramendia for the Crimson Storm. Crimson Storm now trying to go the other way. It's a long ball, but it's right into the feet, the head, my apologies, of a Tiger defender. And Tigers now with an opportunity to counter. They just cannot get through this middle. And a great job by the Crimson Storm there to stop that play dead in its tracks right in the middle there. And looks like we will see a clock stoppage as a foul is called on the Tigers right outside of the penalty box. This is a good opportunity for a set piece from the Crimson Storm here, who will go from about 30 yards outside of the goal. It looks like it'll just be a foul. And a free kick for the Crimson Storm. This is a great opportunity here from the Storm, who have not had too many set pieces yet this game. One corner for the team. Of course, they've been fouled 7 times and so had those opportunities. But we'll see their ability to cross the ball into the box and finish here. So we could look at about 30 minutes left in this game. Just about 15 into this half. And very, very soon ago, it was a 0-0 game here, but you see how quickly the tides can turn in soccer as Crimson Storm now hold a 3-0 advantage. And they'll go for the cross. It'll be a direct shot, it looks like, direct into the hands of Dylan Stahl, who easily falls onto it, and it cannot be distracted. Stahl with a good save there, and the Tigers are now going to try and go the other way. It's an aggressive defensive back line from the Crimson Storm, but the Tigers with a good turn and able to make their way through it. Now in the midfield, a great cross over to Bulk. My apologies, it's going to go to Lavoie. And they're outside of the box now. Tigers looking for a cross through. They're not going to get one, but it looks like the Crimson Storm are going to knock it out, which means the Tigers are going to have a corner here. And this is an opportunity for the Tigers. It's their 4th corner here of this game. Significant advantage, 4 corners to Southern Nazarene's 1 here today, but it's yet to result in anything. We'll see if this one can go anywhere else. As it'll be Morio. Morio with the corner. It'll be a great clearance away from the Crimson Storm. Not quite all the way cleared, though, as the ball stays in the air right around the box. And looks like we're going to see a foul there from the Crimson Storm. Right outside of the box, though, however, not quite a penalty. And instead we'll see a free kick here from the Tigers. The foul will go on Edwin Garcia for the Crimson Storm. And the Tigers, looks like a duo of Murillo and another prepared to take this free kick here. The Tigers will fake, and Murillo will go up with it. Can't quite get any good collision with the ball as the Tigers cannot get the ball ahead. An off kick from the Tigers, number 10, Jack Langford, maintains possession, however, and the Tigers are going to try and get it into the box. It won't quite get all the way. It'll be blocked by the Crimson Storm defender, and looks like we're going to see a stoppage of play now as Aramendia has the ball on the floor for the Crimson Storm. Looking like a possible cramp again for the Crimson Storm. We see this heat probably starting to weigh on both these teams, and dehydration quickly setting in. However, in reference to that, we see quite a few Crimson Tide substitutions getting ready to come in here. Looks like it'll be numbers 12, Braxton Decker, Bafode Savane, my apologies, and then Kamari Harris, all coming in for the Crimson Tide. Harris and Savane coming in for their first minutes here this one. And they'll finally get the chance, or they'll look for the chance to come in. It looks, not sure if the ref is going to allow it yet. Looks like he will, as we'll see some Crimson Storm players running off the field. So coming out for the Crimson Storm is going to be number 9, Adyan Bulachmal. Looks like number 14, Dylan Roberts, and Murad Siaka coming out. And the Crimson Storm will get a throw in. Knocked out quickly by the Tigers, and another throw in at about midfield. Slowly working their way up the pitch. Crimson Storm with another throw in. Tigers winning the 50-50 ball and trying to go the other way. They're quick with it, but looks like the Washita fellow teammates are not quite as quick, and they cannot clear the ball away quickly. But the Tigers finally get a clearance out of bounds, and it'll be a Crimson Storm throw in. Snoo now with the ball. Playing around the midfield. Can't quite make it break through this defensive line the Tigers have formed here. And we'll finally see a substitution, it looks like, coming on for this Crimson Storm team. We'll see number 10, Francisco Chong, come in. Meanwhile, the Crimson Storm working their way around this back line. A beautiful turn there. Barely sneaks over the Tiger defender, and he just cannot quite get it. Looks like he'll be on the floor. The Tigers are going the other way. It'll be Bulk with the ball. Trying to make the turn in the box with a good turn and almost a beautiful goal opportunity there by the Tigers. It's not quite strong enough. The Tigers will maintain possession, though, as they get the rebound. They're playing around the back of the box, and finally we'll see a stoppage of play here as a Crimson Storm defender lies on the ground here. Looks like a little bit more serious than a cramp this time, as we see just some sheer pain and frustration from the Snoo defender. quite tell who the defender is right here, but both teams will use it as a water break here and kind of an opportunity to break off. We'll see here it's number 24, Lam Sangzwala, who will be coming off now. He seems to have a bit of a limp in his right foot as he's walking away. Hopefully he will be all right here as we see a little bit of a grimace of pain from him. He seems to be all right, though, as he's walking away. Seems to be able to walk and be fine here, and we'll see a substitution come in for the Crimson Storm and resumage of play here. Tigers now. Oh, Crimson Storm now. The long cross. Tigers trying to keep the ball away. They'll knock it out of bounds and stop momentum. Here, the Crimson Storm have an opportunity. It's a wide open Lekic in the middle. Crimson Storm now playing keep away here, it seems. They're successful so far as they're able to break through the Tigers' back line. Finally, looked like he was almost offsides, and we'll see. It looks like we're going to finally see a foul called, but not on who the Southern Nazarene bench would like it to be called on. It'll be called on number 12 here, Braxton Decker for Southern Nazarene rather than on the Tigers, and instead we'll see a goal kick here from the Tigers. They Southern Nazarene bench really wanted a penalty there as Christian Baker and Braxton Decker there in the box kind of collided, but Tigers will come away with an advantage, and I would dare to say it's quite a relief for them as they don't want to go down 4-0 now, although the difference between 4-0 and 3-0 I would assume is negligible here. Tigers now, they had an opportunity for a shot they could not quite convert, and instead we'll be looking at Crimson Tide possession. Crimson Tide possession. And now the Tigers, or the Crimson Tide with the ball. Tigers finally get possession back. They're trying to fight. Good cross there from the Tigers, number 11. Cody Tice. It'll go straight to Aramendia for the Crimson Storm, and instead of a Tiger goal, we'll see Crimson Storm go the other way. And they'll pass their way around the back line. Slow play here from both teams as Tigers try to break this hold the defense has on this midfield, and Snoo tries simply not to make a mistake here and lose their 3-0 advantage. A beautiful long ball from the Crimson Storm finally ends with the ball going out of bounds and a Crimson Storm throw in, my apologies, out on the Tigers. Crimson Storm now with the ball. They have a good shot opportunity. It's not sure if it'll actually be counted as a shot, but it'll be blocked away from the Tigers, and it'll be a corner for this team. And we'll finally see the Crimson Storm cannot convert there. They'll be knocked out for a Dylan Stahl free kick, and instead we'll see some substitutions here for the Tigers. Coming in, number 29, we see Caden Newell, and then number 15 coming in, Alexander San Martin. San Martin was a valuable player for this defense last year, playing in the middle. Similarly, Newell, however, is actually a freshman out of Bentonville, Arkansas, getting some of his first minutes of conference play here today. And it'll be a long ball from Dylan Stahl, will be knocked out of bounds pretty easily from the Crimson Storm, and they will have possession now for a throw-in. Looks like they'll make a substitution of their own, coming in Lucas Baya for the Crimson Storm. Coming out, it'll be Caden Slavin. Slavin is a two-time goal scorer just here tonight. Definitely earned his keep here. He only came in with about 12 minutes left in that first half and played throughout the entirety of this second half so far. So only playing about half the game, but 2 of the 3 goals credited to Slavin, so definitely a game worth playing here for him. Tigers now can't clear the ball inbounds. It'll go out of bounds for a Crimson Storm throw-in. And it'll be a throw-in from the Crimson Storm. They can't quite make anything happen. Crossing into the box now. A beautiful opportunity from the Crimson Storm back behind the goal, but just not quite enough time or room to finish there from Crimson Storm's Jordy Vasquez, and instead Dylan Stahl will have the ball going the other way. Stahl now. Taking his time. It'll be a long ball. A short ball, actually, after he pushed his team up. Back to Stahl, who will give a long ball finally now. Going a little bit over the front third. And Tigers finally get possession back. They can't keep it for very long, though. The ball will stay in the air. And it looks like it'll be the Crimson Storm who will come away with it, but it'll be knocked out of bounds quickly on a Tiger throw-in here. It's Lavoie with the ball. We've yet to see the reintroduction of the Tigers' number 2, Hunter Reck. It looks like he won't be coming back in this one as he walks away in at least somewhat street attire here. Possibly. And he'll be knocked out by the Crimson Storm for another Tiger throw-in here. Tigers now with possession. With a good attacking opportunity here from the back of the right behind the box there. It's a great long shot, just not enough power on it to go quite into the goal, and Aramendia will easily get on top of that one. Crimson Storm now with possession, knocking around their back line. They've really parked the bus here at the end of this game, as they've just kind of been going through the motions, trying to end here for the last about 5-6 minutes. Tigers finally get possession back. They're going to try and make something happen. Showing us outside of the box here, and the Tigers with a good cross in through. It'll be a bit too high, and instead it'll be a goal kick for the Crimson Storm here. Crimson Storm with the ball now. A long cross through to the middle of the field. They're going for, looks like, a beautiful shot opportunity there from number 12, Braxton Decker. It'll be just a bit high, though, and the Tigers will go the other way now with Stahl with the ball. He's going quickly. He's going around to Lavoie. Lavoie going to try and go all the way. Ooh, a tough foul there from the Crimson Storm is going to lead to a free kick for the Tigers. Tigers go back to Baker, and they're on the back line. So Dwyer. working their way around the sides now. It's a beautiful through ball there to the Tigers, and we'll have an opportunity here. It'll be finally cleared away by the Crimson Storm, but just a beautiful run there by the Tigers, number 6, Nathan Frost. And it looks like now we'll see a cross from the Tigers.
Head roll. Number 4. Back here. Help out. Loud. Help the front post.
We hear loud instructions from the Southern Nazarene coach as he tries to tell his team what to do from the other side of the field. A good cross into the box and collision in the middle. Looks like it'll be a 50-50 ball won by the Crimson Storm. The Tigers are going to go, or the Crimson Storm are going to try and go the other way. Tigers do a good job of not letting that attack get out of its infancy. It'll be knocked out of bounds for, looks like a Tiger throw in here. And we'll see a throw in. Tigers into the middle of the box, right over. A great opportunity there from the Tigers. I think that'll be credited as a shot, actually, there to number 16 there for the Tigers, Manager Mosin, but it won't result in anything, and the Crimson Storm will have possession going the other way now. They'll walk around the back. Crimson Storm now trying to work their way through the sides. And finally, it looks like we'll see a foul here from the Tigers. It'll be called on Manager Mosin once again. And we'll see a free kick for the Tigers, or for the Crimson Storm. Also, for the Tigers, we see some substitutions getting ready to come in. Nael Shalabi, who started this one, getting ready to come back in to finish it off at the front line here. And Crimson Storm trying to break through the middle. Kind of a clearance fest here in the middle, and finally it'll look like the Crimson Storm maintain possession. They're trying to get rid of a quick press here by the Tigers, and the Tigers with a beautiful opportunity there. We see Jermosin once again be quite active, not afraid to possibly get a foul there to get a good tackle, and we now see a good long ball knocked slightly awry from the Crimson Storm will lead to the Tigers in the back line finally having possession for a stable period of time here, and looks like we're going to see a stoppage of the clock. Not sure what the stoppage is for. Is it for a substitution here? Oh, it looks like we're going to see an injury here on the other side of the field. My apologies. It'll be on for the Crimson Storm. Once again, another player lying on the field. He looks to be fine again. Just cramping. Quite a few cramps coming from this Crimson Storm team here late. Could be a dehydration or a time-wasting tactic, or possibly a bit of both. And we'll see some more subs getting ready for the Tigers. Coming in for the first time tonight here, Alfonso Gonzalez Gomez, a fellow commentator who's hopped on with us for the women's soccer games quite a few times, preparing to come in here for the Tigers defense. A 50-50 ball is going to be won by the Crimson Storm, but the Tigers maintain possession, and they're going to try and go the other way. Doing a beautiful job of working their way up to the corner of the box. And the Tigers finally get possession back. They're going to cross the ball over to the middle, and it's a great opportunity there from the Tigers. We see hard collision there between Tiger offense and a Crimson Storm defender, and you know, you'd almost be mad if it wasn't a 3-0 lead right now for the Crimson Storm. Tigers now. The Crimson Storm trying to pass the ball around the middle of the field. Clear frustration from the Crimson Storm coaches. The Crimson Storm continue to pass backwards. He wants some sort of aggression from them here, and sadly it'll result in the Tigers taking away possession and stall, trying to get a long ball through to the middle. And the Tigers try and keep the ball in the field. They can't quite, as Jamosin will knock the ball out for a Crimson Storm throw-in. And the Crimson Storm can't quite keep possession for very long, as a quick foul will give it back to the Tigers here late. Just over 10 minutes left in this one. Your current score is Southern Nazarene 3, Tigers 0. All three of those goals coming within 10 minutes of each other in the middle of this game. And now Tigers facing a jarring deficit by the second. And Crimson Storm now with possession, with the throw-in. Tigers keeping possession among themselves. And finally, an opportunity here for the Tigers. They have a good open field here, but the question is how they'll use it. Bulk now with the ball. And the Tigers now finally getting an opportunity through to the middle. It's a beautiful shot opportunity and a beautiful goal. Looks like it will not actually go in, though. The ball went off the post, nearly crossing the line into the middle, and instead of a goal, we'll see the ball in Crimson Storm possession. That was close, folks. A nearly beautiful goal called away, however, and instead we'll see the Crimson Storm going the other way. Good cross through to the box now. Storm now. Tigers try and get a good tackle in, but they can't quite reach. And the Storm around the corner of the box. Good cross opportunity. It's going to be knocked out by Lavoie for the Tigers, and instead we'll see a corner now, and our substitutions will finally come in. We'll see Gonzalez-Gomez and Shalabi, like we mentioned before, but also we will see for the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm, Zamora, my apologies, Zamora coming back in. And the corner will go up. It's an easy clear away from the Tigers, but Crimson Storm maintain possession. A great shot opportunity from the back of the box as the Tigers cram the box, though, and not enough visibility there for anything to come of it. Instead, we'll see another throw-in for the Crimson Storm. And the Tigers keep the deficit just 3 here. And the ball will quickly go out of bounds off the Tigers. Crimson Storm ball. And now, Crimson Storm with the ball right about midfield. The Tigers deep into defense now. And neither team letting up late here. This game maintaining its competitive edge from the Crimson Storm even late here as they continue to push for another goal here. No parking the bus late for the Crimson Storm. A good clear opportunity from the Tigers. Finally they'll get a good clearance. It's Gomez with the clearance, and now Crimson Storm have possession right about midfield. They'll try and keep it. Crimson Storm. Can't keep possession for very long. The Tigers finally get it out. And the Crimson Storm just doing a good job of not letting the Tigers keep anything. Going to keep attacking like this, and if they keep it moving like this, you know, it may just keeping an onslaught for the rest of this one, as we only have a little over 6 minutes left. Looks like we're going to see a foul on the Tigers. It'll be called on number 4, Xavier O'Dwyer. And it'll be a free kick for the Crimson Storm right outside of the box. This is a great opportunity here to make the deficit even greater. It's not needed, but it certainly wouldn't hurt for the Crimson Storm here. We've seen Crimson Storm with quite a few foul opportunities or free kick opportunities right outside the box here to make up for their lack of corners this game. The ball will go up and it'll be cleared away quickly at the front of the mosh pit from the Tigers. The Tigers now with an opportunity to counter. There'll be a long ball played to Shalabi. The Tigers now with their first opportunity in a while. Shalabi with the ball trying to find someone to cross it back to. He can't quite, and instead he maintains possession actually, and the Tigers will keep it. Oh, and finally the Crimson Storm break through and they get a good clearance away. Hunter Baker will get the 50-50 ball, but a good opportunity squandered there by the Tigers, and great defense from the Crimson Storm. The ball will be knocked out of play. Tigers now can't keep it. Looks like sloppy play from both players. Final foul will go on the Tigers. Looks like called on number 18, Logan Cram. And the Crimson Storm now with possession. Harper Havens with a hard press trying to break the ball. He finally breaks it, and the ball will be knocked out for Crimson Storm possession. They're trying to get a good play through. Dylan Stahl easily getting his hands on it, and as we have just under 5 minutes left in this game here, Stahl with the ball now trying to command out of the backfield. Tigers now trying to get anywhere but their backfield. Good long ball through the middle, and the Tigers will now have an open field. Not quite the numbers advantage they want, but not the worst I've seen. Tigers now trying to cross their ball through to the middle. A good opportunity there, just a little bit over hit, and it'll be out of bounds on the Tigers for another goal kick for the Crimson Storm. Coming in for the Tigers, looks like we'll see a substitution. See a substitution for the Tigers. Number 34, Vincent Robles will come in here today. Tigers, or Crimson Storm now with possession. And they're holding it for quite a while here in the backfield. Not giving the Tigers any offensive chances here. And they decide to go around the side instead of the middle. Now working their way backwards. A beautiful through ball there from the Crimson Storm, but nobody quite to pass it through to. It'll be a throw in for the Tigers. And they work around use the whole field going around to the other side. And the Tigers finally get possession back. Not for long, though. And it's a bit of a rigmarole in the middle. Crimson Storm finally get possession back. And a great turn there from the Crimson Storm. A foul, actually, not a near foul, a full foul from the Tigers. It'll be called by number 5, Christian Baker, right outside of the box again. And once again, we will see a free kick from right outside of the box from the Crimson Storm, just like we did 2 minutes ago. And another opportunity to make this game not just a 3-0 win, but a 4-0 win for the Crimson Storm. Just over 2 minutes left in this one. Looks like it's going to be Becker Lekic taking the shot. Senior out of Croatia. Shot goes up. It's a great opportunity, and Stahl with his hands on it, but just can't quite keep the ball out of the goal. It will be a score from Lekic there, and the Croatian will put the ball in the back of the net. Finally, we will see a 4-0 advantage for the Crimson Storm in the last 2 minutes of this one. Just over 2 minutes left in this one. Just under 2 minutes, my apologies, left in this one. So the Tigers try and make something happen. They can't quite, and Crimson Storm get possession now. They're just going to keep the ball in the air for as long as they possibly can and try and keep any long plays from happening. The Crimson Storm will look like they have an opportunity, though, and Tigers saying we're not going to be disrespected here and get another goal here at the end. Not going to let that happen, and O'Dwyer knocks the ball out. Crimson Storm now with possession. And they'll instead just knock the ball back to their defensive players. Just under a minute left here. And the Crimson Storm will keep pushing. And pretty aggressive play from the Tigers defensively. And both teams playing aggressively. A lot of possible fouls going both ways, none being called though. And Tigers now with possession. Just over 10 seconds left in this one, and Stahl will knock the ball far out of bounds. Keep anyone from scoring, and it looks like that will be the ending of our match here.
3, 2, 1.
And there you have it, folks. That's our match here today. Our final score is Southern Nazarene 4, your Ouachita Baptist Tigers 0. Well, it doesn't tell the whole story. We saw a very close game throughout most of the first half. And even throughout most of this half, most of the goals came within a 10-minute segment of each other. But nonetheless, the 3 points will be the same. Our first game of non-conference play for the Ouachita Tigers will be a loss. And it will be a tough start to the season as they continue to go through conference play. However, not all looking bad for head coach Hollifield, as he does sit currently with 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 draws on the season now after this one. Thanks for watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law. My name is Phil Bird. Tune in later for volleyball broadcasts for the Tigers, and for later this week for further broadcasts.